Hello, my dear audience, my dear folks, my dear fellow Americans. Welcome to my show, Jack Chow on the East West with G&E TV. I have said this 1 million times, and then today I'm going to say the 1 million and the first time that we pay attention to every aspect of life. Speaking of that, we say the most important issue is that you have a good health. Without being able to keep breathing, well, you're not talking about anything. You may have $1 zillion behind you, doesn't talk, doesn't go along with you, right? So everybody's enjoying life, you're done. So that's the tragedy, right? So in life, if you talk about reality, nothing is more realistic than being healthy, right? Speaking of that, we're entering the holiday season, and it is the time we celebrate. At the time we recollect ourselves about what we have done too during the past year. Most importantly, we want you to think about what you have done to yourself. What favor have you done to yourself, right? So, and then in looking into the new year, you're talking about what you are planning to do with your health, your own health, right? Do yourself a favor, your family. And we warmly welcome my good friend, a wonderful young lady who has been so successful not only in the clinical research but also her own area that combines her spiritual and musical treatment to patients, which is brand new to me. It sounds like a thunder. Dr. Sean Hamilton, please welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
I'm very happy to be here.
All right. I'm so happy. And we have a doctor here. And oh, well, by that, I have a little something to share with my audience. Are you ready? Okay. Dr. Sean Hamilton runs her professional practice in Irvine, where she specializes in internal primary care medicine with Monarch Healthcare.
Monarch.
Yeah, that's a big name, right?
Yeah. It's
That's a
one
big
of the
name.
largest
Yeah.
IPA.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. One of the largest associates of private practice physicians in Orange County and Long Beach. She is a physician who specializes in internal primary care medicine, but that's not the reason I get her here. The real reason is that there is another side, the spiritual and the healing side of healthcare, which Dr. Hamilton has used to develop a very special kind of charity work on behalf of local Asian American communities.
Yes.
Right, and that's so important. I would like to introduce to my audiences my guest, Dr. Sean Hamilton, as the singing physician. Do you like this term? Singing physician in Irvine, a doctor who prescribes music as the best medicine. Do you believe it? That's exactly how and why I have invited her to this show to share with my audience. I believe my audience will love it.
Thank you.
So, doctor, please. My first problem. That's why I'm seeing a doctor now, right? Why do you think there is any combination between medicine and music?
Well, everyone knows that when you hear music, it brings you memory, it brings you soothing, peace, and sometimes even joy. And music with the tempo and with the style, it allows you to go to a world that you're not familiar with, and sometimes you're very familiar with. And then it's a relaxation, and it's the best medicine. A lot of times medicine has side effect, but listening to music usually doesn't have any side effect. Yeah.
Except for my neighbor, their music is too loud.
Too loud to give you problems.
And I call 911 for that. Okay, please, right. Okay, now. I do understand that music itself, if you are talking about music alone though, everybody knows about the magic that's hidden in music, right? The connection between music and the healing part, because on this homework that I did about you, oh, by the way, I did the whole homework starting last night. And I continued this morning. I was so amazed. I was confused and I was amazed. Right?
Thank you.
So I was, or maybe amazingly confused. That way, right? So what's the inner connection?
Well, to me, when I write this music, I am moved by a life story. And I am encouraged by the patients who live their life that way. I put the story in my lyrics, I write it into songs, and deliver that message in Chinese. In the Taiwan, usually I go to Taiwan and perform. And I'd really, start with no agenda to say, oh, today I'm going to write a song. It's really the stories, no matter it's a divorce or a abandoned child, depression, insomnia, cancer. There's always a story that patient would tell me when they come see me. Even with a simple cold, you come and tell me 2 days ago I started sneezing, right? It's a story. So these stories really moved me, and I found courage, I found faith and hope, and I want to bring that, in a song to share with others.
I really understand your involvement and your deep, profound involvement in this whole area, though. But to make it understood by average Joes and Sues of the connection between,
right?
How do we? Which route shall we take to understand it? Is it a route because when you are spiritually soothed, right, massaged, your body will start to react in a different way? Or is it because spiritually, when you get cheered up, your body, whatever, I can't even explain myself.
Yeah. So
doctor, please.
When you hear a story that you are that you can identify with, usually in the song there's a story, there's a setup of a story, and then gradually you could be like you said, an average Joe. You don't really have to understand the neurochemical that's involved, but you start to identify with that character in the song. When you start to identify, you are drawn. And by the music, especially because there's no language barrier, and you're very naturally, drawn to that story. You identify yourself in that story. So, a lot of us come with baggages of childhood, of hurt, and that gives people some kind of anxiety whenever they feel overwhelmed. So that actually decreases their immunity, that actually increases their stress hormone, and that allow them to not be able to defend for whatever they're faced with, either social issues or actual disease. So when you identify with this character in the lyrics, in the story, you start to kind of forget about your reality and go into that reality. In the song, usually in the chorus or eventually, the song bring a message to you and give you this more positive outlook, either through faith, through something supernatural, or something that you can kind of go inside and get that inner strength for yourself to face the problem that you're facing.
Speaking of supernatural, though, I do accept that human knowledge are so limited, right? Our capability of understanding the universe are so limited that we think only one straight, like one way straight, right? We never know there's the third D, the fourth D, or the fifth D that exists in our life, right? Okay, for that I totally agree. My dear audiences, today is one of the very show, I should say, it's the only show, the first one, the very first one I ever touched the area like we just mentioned, to combine musical treatment to medical treatment while still practicing medicine as a physician, as a standard, typical American educated, American trained, and American practiced physician to add it on top. Right? Okay, with me is my good friend, Dr. Sean Hamilton. And we want to bring you a general picture about her practice. When we come back after this short break, We want to go deeper to find the real connections, to find the real mechanism if there is any, right? So, shall we please?
Sure.
Thank
Thank you.